1965. Keith Richards' 1965 was the year rock and roll truly exploded, and Keith Richards gave the world one of the most unforgettable riffs in history. With his fuzz-drenched guitar line in Satisfaction, Richards turned a catchy tune into an anthem of rebellion. This wasn't just a riff. It was the sound of a generation breaking free. To this day, that jagged tone is instantly recognizable, and it set the stage for rock's golden era, 66. Eric Clapton by 1966. The blues was being reborn in electric fire, and no one embodied that better than Eric Clapton. His live solo in Crossroads became legendary, raw, fast, and dripping with emotion. Fans began calling him Clapton is God, and with good reason. This was the year he solidified his place as one of the greatest guitarists of all time, blending technical skill with soul like no other. 7. Jimi Hendrix, 1967, was Hendrix's year. Bursting onto the scene with Purple Haze, he transformed the guitar into something otherworldly. Feedback, distortion, and dazzling fingerwork. Hendrix didn't just play the guitar, he made it speak. That solo became the sound of the psychedelic era, capturing freedom, chaos, and beauty all in one electrifying performance. Jimmy Page in 1968. Jimmy Page pushed the boundaries of rock with Dazed and Confused. Using a violin bow on his guitar, he created eerie, haunting sounds that no one had ever heard before. The live solos were long, hypnotic, and absolutely groundbreaking. Page's work in this song marked the start of Led Zeppelin's reign as rock gods. C9. Carlos Santana Woodstock, 1969. The world stopped when Carlos Santana unleashed his fiery solo during Soul Sacrifice. Blending Latin rhythms with rock power, Santana created a sound that was both exotic and explosive. His performance wasn't just technically brilliant, it was spiritual. A moment of pure connection between artist and audience that cemented his place in history. 70. Tony Iommi Heavy Metal was born in 1970, and Tony Iommi was its father. The crushing riffs and solos of Iron Man redefined what guitar music could be. Dark, heavy, and unforgettable, Iommi's playing inspired generations of metal bands to come. His solos weren't just fast, they were menacing. The perfect soundtrack to a new genre of rock. 1. Duane Allman was the soul of Southern rock, and his live solos in Whipping Post became legendary. Stretching songs into 20-minute improvisations, he blended blues, rock, and jazz with effortless grace. 1971 was tragically his last full year before his death, but the fire in his solos left a mark that still burns bright. 2. Ritchie Blackmore, by 1972. Rock had gone into overdrive, and Ritchie Blackmore was leading the charge. His solo in Highway Star was pure adrenaline, fast, precise, and blistering with energy. Many guitarists point to this performance as the blueprint for modern hard rock and heavy metal soloing. Blackmore showed the world how to combine classical influence with raw rock fury. 3. David Gilmour. David Gilmour didn't need speed, he needed emotion. In 1973, Time gave us one of the most heart-stirring solos ever recorded. Every note dripped with meaning, perfectly complementing Pink Floyd's deep, reflective lyrics. Gilmour's solo proved that the guitar could move people not just with power, but with soul and subtlety. 74. Brian May in 1974. Queen was on the rise, and Brian May's solo in Brighton Rock showcased his genius. Using harmonies and layered effects, May essentially created an orchestra with just his guitar. It wasn't only innovative, it was thrilling. His creativity helped set Queen apart as one of the most original rock bands of the decade. 75. Jimmy Page by 1975. Led Zeppelin ruled the world, and Stairway to Heaven gave us perhaps the most famous solo of all time. Jimmy Page's soaring, emotional playing built to a crescendo that still gives chills today. It wasn't just a guitar solo, it was a masterpiece, a journey in itself, and the perfect way to close out this golden decade of guitar heroes.